We are preparing to install some tile here, but we have a problem with there is a hump in the floor right in the middle of the hallway. Okay, so we have got the floor torn up there, and just as we suspected, the joists come together over the beam in the center of the house, and the beam is a little higher than either side, and so what you get is a slight scissoring between the two. I don't know if it really shows up well on camera, but so that is why we have a high point in the center, and this one here being the worst of the bunch. So the unknown mechanic is going to go and pick up one of the tools that he has dreamt of having all his life finally, a Makita hand planer with a couple of extra sets of blades. As you can see, we have ripped out the center of the floor where the hump was, and then we took the planer and sander and removed the hump in the middle of the floor. So I don't know that you can really tell. Well, actually, I guess it shows up pretty flat now. So anyway, we have got the floor nice and flat here now. It's just kind of a straight edge, and I think I showed you yesterday that we had a hump in everything, and now things are as flat as can be. And so, flat floors make a happy Mrs. Unknown Mechanic for her tile. Isn't that right? I guess so. That's an understatement. Okay, so now we are going to... Yeah, she said fix it, so I'm fixing it. That's all she said. She said she showed up, looked at it, said fix it, and then walked away, leaving us to do her work. So we are going to glue and screw these 2x4 backers, and then we're going to lay a sheet of 3/4 and a sheet of 1/2 inch plywood over this, which will make up the 1 1/4 plywood height, and then we'll be in business. We'll be able to start flooring and put some 1/2 inch hardy backer over this, and then start tiling on into the bathroom. Okay. Alright, there you see it. We have everything's all planed off. And we have just a little minor bit of touch-up work on the saw there. So it's going to take one full sheet, 34 5/8 inches wide. And it is perfectly flat now. We've got our straight edge on there, no more teetering. So everything is looking good. Now we will, as soon as the unknown mechanic gets this last little thing done, then he will climb back out of there, and we're going to put down some liquid nails and screw it down. Screw down another piece of 1/2 inch plywood, and then we mortar and set hardy backer. So it's coming along. I finished installing hardy backer in the rear entry and on the pedestal for the new fireplace pellet stove, I believe. Or actually it's a wood stove, I think. But yeah, so that worked out very nicely. Had to take the planer to the floor out here. Same problem here as over there, where we've had to rip up the floor and plane down the joists where they made a crown, and that's working out very nicely here. So we got the hardy backer installed here, and we have all the joints are taped, and we just finished installing hardy backer in the bathroom. So it was already installed in the little closet under the water heater. So now it's in the under the wash machine over there, and out through here into the sink area. However, we have to remove the toilet yet, and we're not ready to do that until the bathroom upstairs is ready. So anyway, things are looking real good. We got our joints are taped and mortared. So we will be doing tile here soon, and then we will be installing oak floors. Okay, stay tuned for more exciting home remodeling. We're just about to tile the bath laundry area, and we have cut and fitted all the tiles down very carefully, have the gaps all set right. We have a grid pattern drawn into the floor, and so now we are going to start to mortar our way back out from the room. We'll just start in here and back butter those tiles, and then work our way into here, back some more, then into there, and finishing up with these. And then we have the transition ends in the middle of the door jamb, under the middle of the door, and there will be a different tile in the hallway here. So things are coming along very nicely. Mitch is just finishing mixing up the mud, and then I've got my gloves on, and I will start to mortar the tile down. These are some expensive gloves. These are 8mm blue nitrile gloves, and they don't break like the others do. Okay, so we have the tile is all mortared in place. Finished that last night, and we're not going to walk on it today, but looks real good. Lines are all matching up nicely. Okay, we are just about done with the kitchen floor here. I'm working my way out. Mitch is drilling a hole in the tile for the cold water pipe, and they'll fit that. And then we do these last couple of pieces here. So things are coming along. It looks great. Look at then after we finish that, we're going to start doing the floor over there at the back entry. But yeah, so I just about worked myself out. Okay, and here is the piece. Let's see if our measurements on the hole are correct.
3 more to cut. 2 more to cut. Oh, electrical tape. You got some electrical. Is there electrical tape in your bag, Joe?
It should be. And there you go, we have the kitchen floors all installed. nice flat. All the corners come together nicely. And we are getting set up to do this side here over the fireplace mantle. And these are going to be a subway pattern, so first one full all the way across, and we'll probably measure all the way across and center them, and then the next row will be half on the tile in the first row and alternate that way. Okay, it's lunchtime. I'm going to use up some of that leftover spaghetti in a Ziploc bag. We are just about wrapped up with the tile on the back door of the house, and so we went with a subway style. So we just have to make a little bit more mortar to finish this. There is the outlet for the stove, wood stove that's going to go here. Powers the fan. So now we are going to get ready and prep this floor here, and this is going to be, I think it is the square tile there. I'll have to double check on that. But yeah, so this is pretty cool. Things are coming together. This place has been unfinished for years, and the Unknown Mechanic and Mrs. Unknown Mechanic are getting very excited to see it getting so close to being a home again. Okay, so let's get started on the other one. Okay, so we have our tile is installed here now. Reach over and flip the light on. Okay. So it looks pretty good. Subway pattern, centered. And as you can see, the floor is nice and flat. This would have been impossible if we didn't do that floor joist planing and putting down new subfloor and half-inch hardybacker, because there was about a 3/4 of an inch hump in the middle compared to either side. Okay, so this here, we just decided to stop at this point because we have wet mortar here and we can't reach into the closet to do that. But yeah, looks good. And then you see the door threshold there, what we did for that. Just made a transition piece for between the bathroom and the hallway, creating a threshold in the doorway. So that works out well. Okay, shut the light off. So yeah, it is like seriously windy out here today. As Mitch has got his S&S truck camper. I've got my S&S truck camper. We're both very comfortable. And we're going to have more leftover spaghetti and polish that off. And then Mitch has some salad with homemade ranch dressing, so that'll be tasty. Okay, so this is the tile job. Remember, we had this floor ripped up in an earlier episode. We had the subfloor torn out, and we took a planer to the joists in here, because we had in the center to either side was a 3/4 of an inch hump, and we would not have been able to tile these here 2-foot long tiles because they would have been teetering over the hump. So we had to tear up the subfloor, plane down the peaks on all the joists, and then put down new subfloor and hardybacker, and it worked out really well. And then we have our bathroom tile here that we have our transition piece there, a door threshold centered in the hall, in the doorway. And so we've got our sealer is on the tile now, and then we're going to grout it tomorrow. And there is the kitchen tile. That turned out really nice. And these are the Bellawood Tambura color, or Tambura wood, I think it is, floors. And then we did the back entry over here, and remember we had to take the planer to some humps in the subfloor here too. It wasn't as severe over here as it was over there, and we were able to flatten this side out without having to go into the framing. And then we have some electrical work here for the new wood stove. But this worked out really nicely. The tile looks great. I'll show you here is how nicely the tile matches up to the height of the oak. It's almost the same height, very, very close. So that was 1/2 inch hardy backer set into mortar, and then a skim coat of mortar over the hardy backer to smooth and level out the surface, and then another 1/4 by 1/4 inch trowel layer of mortar with the tile set into that, and it ends up being almost exactly the same height as the wood. We are in the process of, we got a special toilet upstairs, and so we need to relocate the water supply because the base of the toilet is so wide up there. And this here, we had to remove the sheetrock in this wall here and reposition the dryer vent here and the water supply and drain connection there. There's the dryer outlet, there's the washer outlet, and this is an access way here. There's an access door over there so that we can reach in to connect and disconnect things. Needed access. So this is the panel here. And that should do the job pretty good, and you can lock it shut. Okay. Okay, so this is the laundry room all finished up. We have the tile base in. Dave grouted that this morning. Then we finished tiling the shower. So yesterday we put up all these, and this morning we did that and that. All the way up, we put a threshold on the ceiling that matches the threshold on the bottom. It has not yet received official Mrs. Unknown Mechanics approval. Mr. Unknown Mechanic decided, what the heck, let's do it. So if one day you find Mr. Unknown Mechanic's tombstone and it says she didn't like it, you'll know why. You'll know what got him. This is the back door entryway. So we put in that 1 foot by 2 foot tile subway fashion, and that pedestal is for a wood stove, and we did this with 13-inch square in a subway style, and so that worked out really well. The face of it has the 1 by 2 tile on it all the way around, and it worked out really good. We're happy with it. And we decided to start with a half tile here because we didn't want to have grout lines meeting only an inch apart. So this worked out much better. Okay. This is the toilet upstairs. It has an unusual method of installation. It's got this big cap that bolts down to the floor onto the flange, and then it mounts from bolts in the side of the toilet, and then there's a porcelain tail inside the toilet that slips down into that donut here, and this is a flexible donut. There's the hole where the new water supply is going to come up, and we had to put that there because this position is right under the frame of, or the casting of the toilet. So let me run over and I can show you the toilet, and you can see how wide that toilet is. I mean, that's 14 inches wide at the bottom, and in here, that is the part that slips over that donut that I was saying. So anyway, it's $1,000 toilet. Yes, you heard me right. But it's a nice looking toilet, and it matches the new bathtub. And here's all our Bellawood up here. And I guess one change we're going to do is we're going to put a tile floor in the area here because of the deck, having a waterproof area to take your shoes off. And same over there off of the upstairs front deck. We'll do tile in about 2 feet around the window there, or 2 feet beyond this little wall section down here. This is the upstairs bathroom, and Mrs. Unknown Mechanic did all the tile work on it herself. She's very proud of it. It looks really nice. And this is her infamous $1,000 toilet. So I think I showed some of the installation hardware. That's where the faucet had to be, or the supply line had to be moved there because the base of it is so wide. And it's also a side mounting toilet. So you see the plug on the side. And there's a screw inside that you tighten down, and it pulls the toilet down snug. So everything is looking real good up here.